From the day we arrived in this city, we knew that a circle was our end. Hidden away from the clueless passers-by in a stable where a dwarf pretends to tend. We give him the name of Crowan, a name that gives her faith in our cause. He asks for his sake, for us simply to take a letter we agree without a pause. In the circle of Zaspar, we're transported quickly to Neverwinter. Take his letter to her till we're on our way, on the path unwinding by the circle of Zaspar. We take the letter to Salrine and learn she is his wife. They haven't seen each other for so long, such is their life. We'll stay the night within her home before we venture out alone. The adventure continues.
Let's find a room and have a little chat and formulate a plan, lads.
Yeah, I feel like we've been building up to this for a long time, that we need to sort of regroup and actually decide where we're going next. Like, Neverwinter's sort of been as far as we've planned for so long. That we're here, and now we're like, now what the fuck do we do?
We've got two jobs, haven't we? So we need to find, is it Harthos?
Harthos, Dimorvan.
Yeah, to get the giant killing glaive at the Turtle and Hen. We've got the pendant shaped like a swan, and then we also could do with seeing. I'm a bit concerned though that we might end up getting into bother if we find out about the person that killed Rafflecopter. I've got the words here: "Kill the evil man Farinal," written down. Why did I write that down, Nathan?
That was your vision from.
Yeah.
You also last session you also saw that there was a closed down telecellar in Mirabar that said now your closest telecellar is in Neverwinter. So you know that somewhere on the streets you can find Yoka.
Yeah.
Okay. So you look through the house and you find, as she said, a lot of the rooms are in very poor state, and it is exactly what it's intended to appear as. But eventually you find a large enough room on the second floor. On the first floor, that is big enough to house all of you with your bedrolls and whatnot. And you start setting up camp, so to speak, for the night. You said you wanted to have a little plan. Is that what you want to do, or was that just what you just did there?
No, I'd like to think that we all sit around in a circle. Quinch asks Krill, Krill, I'm still exhausted. Would you mind giving me a back massage? Straddle on top of me and use your large, strong musculature to...
I'm sorry, Quinch. I'm still a bit upset about having to leave Sebastian. I just don't think it's the right time.
That's okay. You can use your tears as oils.
I won't be doing that.
I'm sorry. Would anyone be willing to massage me?
No, but I've got a nice little crimson bullock you can have. That might perk you up a bit.
Oh, that would be wonderful, actually. Let's see if that does anything towards my particularly almost double feeling exhaustion levels.
I think what it's actually going to do is it means that you're not going to be able to sleep tonight because you're going to be wired, and then you're just going to be more exhausted.
And you don't get a long rest and ultimately remain 2 levels of exhaustion.
Quinch smells the product.
I'm sure you said you already drank it.
Maybe I'll try it tomorrow.
Right. What are you doing?
What are we going to do about the Rafflecopter situation? Because we know that Rafflecopter got into trouble here because he pretended to be nobility.
I also want the $5,000 though.
Yeah.
Especially as you're at least, well, you're not out of pocket now, are you, I guess?
Well, I mean, I never actually got that money back from Dweezil, so I am
I only put 200 back in mine. I did toy with putting 400 back in mine, but then I thought, no.
Sweet.
So he gave you 400 gold pieces in total. How you divvied them up is up to you, fine folk.
What do you think? I mean, what do we even do? Do we go and see the?
I think we do the teleseller first.
Go and see Yoka.
Yeah.
It does inform our future options.
We are undecided on which of the other two to do first. So why don't we do something entirely different and see if it helps us decide?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even so much as which to do first. It's just that haven't got a clue what we do about the Rufflecopter.
We're here. There's no real time limits on the other things that we want to do.
No.
Let's teleseller it and just see if it helps us make up our mind.
Yeah, fine. So, long rest, kip down in this house, get out bright and early in the morning, see if we can find Yoka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fail to afford anything.
Yeah, but he always has freebies.
Yeah.
Could you remind me what one level of exhaustion is?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah. Lovely.
So one level's not too bad, really. One level's absolutely fine. It just means, as in life, if you woke up tomorrow a little bit tired, you'd just be a little bit sluggish and a little bit slow on things.
You'd be a bit shit at everything you try to do.
Not much different.
Right, okay, let's get a kip.
Yeah. Oh, long resting. Do we get? I mean,
Quinch looks at the cube of many colours.
It's still got all the sides in the right order.
He winks at it and says, "Not tonight, little thing."
It's been a long day. Crew's just gonna go to sleep.
Okay. You all sleep. Get through the night perfectly fine. It's not as warned by Salaries, it's not the most comfortable sleep you'll ever get. But it's sufficient, certainly for Quinch to get his long rest and go down to one level of exhaustion. The rest of you get everything back that you probably haven't used. Okay. So you wake up in the morning, and you eventually you look around the house and find Salreese, and she sort of says, "Well, so what's your plans today? I gave you the directions to the Turtle and Hen. Is that where you're heading today, or is there anything else I can help before you leave?"
We had considered visiting a shop that has opened a franchise in Neverwinter. The Teller's Cellar. Are you aware of its location?
This is not a shop that I'm aware of, no.
Interesting. We may have to ask around.
I think it will probably present itself to us, Krill. Such is the nature of that particular shop.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay. And so she says, okay, then, well, if that's all, then, yes, I don't know I can't recall if I asked last night. Have you been to Neverwinter in the past?
I don't believe I have.
Krill wouldn't have.
Even if you have, I would warn you that the political situation in Neverwinter is a little difficult. It's a little fiery out there. There are various people who are unhappy with our current Lord Protector. You may see some of them. You may see some protests on the streets.
Loriga Swordhand, is it?
That is indeed correct, Loriga Swordhand.
How do you feel about him? Sorry.
He is an interesting fellow, and I have not had, because of my location here, but obviously just through information I've heard, I've heard that he is questionable, that some of his politics are questionable. However, I should note that the city is in good standing. It's fair to say that many of the facilities and the economy and things like that are seemingly doing well. However, there are some who oppose him, some who believe that he should be doing more to find the heirs to the Alagondor throne, that feel that his taxation is a little heavy. So it is questionable. Much like any politician, very few are perfect. But at the moment, it's fair to say that most common folk are a little against the fellow. So just be a bit wary of that when you're out there.
Okay.
Right, let's get you out of here. Let me show you the ins and outs of this house. And she takes you down to the ground floor. And when you get down there, she leads you over to one of the rooms, and she moves one of the rugs away, and under it is a trap door. And she opens it up and says, "You'll just need to get through this tunnel, and it will lead you out to a secure place. And so obviously people won't see you coming to and from the house. It's been a pleasure meeting you. I don't know what your plans are, but obviously if you wish to return here, then please enter from the other side of the tunnel, and I will be more than happy to assist you getting to Mirabar or wherever you wish to go after this."
Excellent. Thank you, Solrine.
You're welcome. And yeah, you find this tunnel, which is a little cramped probably for Krill and Quinch, but you're able to get through it. It's a couple 100 feet. By no means are you trapped in there, but it's certainly not comfortable for either of you two big guys. The other three of you get through it fairly easily. And you emerge on the other side, and you find yourself in, a sort of a garden, if you will, but it's not attached to a house or anything like that, just an area. But there's no buildings around that are looking over it, and no obvious streets, and there's no one walking past. So you managed to clamber out of it unnoticed. You're heading to the teller cellar?
If we can. Yeah.
Okay. Big shopping session. Well, you think, well, where's best to look for that, but where the rest of the shops are. So you start walking around, and you get a sense for the city, possibly Dabov with his city sense. Gets an idea of where he feels a good sort of shopping area of the town would be, of the city, and you eventually come across this place with lots of merchants, and before too long you do see a shop that looks somewhat unbefitting with the rest of them, and it's the sign is hanging above and it says the teller's cellar, but again he's crossed through the cellar with an SELLER and he's replaced it with a CELL. AR. And are you going in?
Of course.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm asking.
You head on in. Than the last time. I think last time we were a bit abrasive, weren't we?
No, I think we were quite friendly last time. The first time we were silly.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. You head into the shop and he says, "Welcome, gentlemen. It has been such a long time since I last saw you. Where was it again? Was it Everland? Was it Silvery Moon? I just cannot remember where I last saw you. It's been so long. How are you all?"
"It's so good to see you, Yoka."
"Wonderful, Krill. How are you? That's a new weapon. What's happened with you?"
"Oh, so much has happened, Yoka. I couldn't sum it up in the mere hours we may have together."
"Oh, Krill, with your good at talking thing that you do all the time. It's wonderful. Oh, it's so good to see all of you." And as he's looking around the group, his eyes rest on Dabov and he says, "It's good to see you back, Dabov. I couldn't tell you what was coming your way, but it was a worry of mine. It's good to see you return."
So he knew about it.
He fucking knew and he didn't tell you.
Bit of a heads up would have been nice.
I was particularly honest with you from the very first. I told you that I knew everything that would happen to you.
I just realised me shaking my head doesn't appear on the podcast, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Dabov just shakes his head in disappointment. And it is disappointment. It's not anger. It's just like, be better. Like, just be better.
I'm so sorry, but perhaps I also knew that you'd be back as well. And maybe that is why I did not feel the need to.
That would have been a really good comfort when I was alone for about 30 years, knowing that maybe I'll be back. Like, if anything, that's worse that you didn't tell me
I feel like
that
you're
part.
being slightly dramatic. It was like 5 days, if that.
Anyway, you are in my wonderful shop once again to buy some wares. What? I get the feeling that perhaps your purse is a little light at the moment. I suspect that I may not be able to help you in any tangible way. Should we deal with the free items first? Should we get those out of the way so you can see what else is on the shelves after that?
Yes, very much.
Okay, wonderful. Well, firstly, let's deal with Mr. Felborn over here.
Oh.
As you know, you have free reign on my my assortment of gems. Please come and collect one for free. 150 gold pieces after that. But feel free to take one of any colour that suits your particular attacking desire.
Thank you, Yoka. You're too kind. Remind me, have the colours changed, or are they the same offering?
No, they're always the same. Always the same.
Any colour you want, Quinch.
Any of the 8 colours that you should have on your notes.
Is this like where 4 of them are all different shades of red?
No, just they're just the green, the red, the purple, the black, the orange. I don't.
I'll have a red. I like that one.
There we go. There's a lovely little red thing for you. I can't remember the name of that particular storm. I'm sure it's a very funny one though. Okay.
I've just got danger sense.
There you go. That's the one. Danger sense. Very funny, as I say.
Very witty, very wry, typical Yoka.
Will you be buying any other gems today, or is it just the free one you'll be taking?
Just the freebie. We've had an expensive time, as you know.
Oh, wonderful. Mr. Dabov No Name. I believe some time ago you asked me for a particular item, a box with a trap in it. I believe you asked for.
I believe I did.
That item is now available to you for a minor price of 10 gold pieces. I cannot do this one for free, but I can do it at a hopefully reasonable cost for you, considering.
It's yet another item that maybe would have kept me company when I was on my own. I
Being
guess.
a bit of a prick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was talking about you.
Yeah, I would be a prick as well. I think I've earned it.
You feel free to take this item for 10 gold pieces. Is that suitable?
How about you take off a silver piece for every year that I was...
Jesus Christ. He didn't put you there.
No, but he could have given me some sort of hope while I was there, and some would say that's more valuable.
I will pay the 10 gold pieces for him.
Thank you very much, Krill. As generous as ever with your money. And finally, Mr. Wallows, we have a free gift for you, sir.
Oh, jolly good. What is it? Is it some coffee? Another little tiramisu? Oh.
And he leans under the counter and he comes out and he brings out this little pouch and he sort of like just drops it just on top of the thing and you just sort of hear this sort of like this noise within as if there's some small hard objects inside. He says, "May I present to you the magic bag of coffee beans?"
Oh, you most certainly can.
Within there are 6 beans for you, sir. One of each of the following. You have the instant bean, which gives you an additional action that turn.
Wow.
You have the slow roast, which applies 1d4 fire damage per round for 1d10 rounds to any of your opponents. You have the decaf, which contains a dispel magic spell. You have a cold brew, which is very similar to the slow roast, but applies 1d4 cold damage per round for 1d10 rounds. We have the fair trade bean, which allows you to swap with any friendly character. And finally, we have the espresso, which allows haste to any other character for 1d4 rounds.
Wow.
I hope that the man in the sky has those just written down because I didn't quite write them all down in time.
That's absolutely fine. I'm sure that arrangements can be made for those notes to be applied and sent to the correct person.
Nice.
That is all I have for you today that is completely free. would you like me to show you what's on my shelves?
Yeah, come on. Let's have a look at Let's peruse the Kallax.
I should just let you know, Krill, I do have a belt of Hill Giant strength for you. However, as previously negotiated, it is 5,500 gold pieces. So I suspect, given certain things that have happened recently, you possibly may not be able to afford it now.
No, I can't. Would you consider a payment plan where we leave a deposit and pay the rest the next time we see you? But I would take it away with me now.
I'm afraid that's not going to work with my shop. That we don't really work on credit because I don't know when I'm going to next see you.
Is there any which way possible for me to leave here today with this item with our current circumstances?
Only by killing me, and I suspect that would be very, very difficult.
Fucking hell.
That took a turn. Then no, I shall leave it for today because I don't have an option which allows me to say yes.
Okie dokie. That's a shame, but do know it is here for when we next meet. Anyway, on our shelves we have a potion of resistance, which is worth 100 gold pieces. Mm. We have that morphing weapon of +1, which could be any weapon you wish, which was which I believe was 200 gold pieces. Oh, sorry, 100 gold pieces per side of dice.
Right, sorry, give me the description of that one again.
So it's a +1 weapon. Mm. Any weapon you want. 100 gold pieces per side of dice. So, for example, if you wanted a D12 item, which would be a great axe, for example, it would be 1,200 gold pieces.
Oh, Jesus. I thought it was like 100 gold. I was like, yeah, I'll take that right now.
No. 100 gold pieces per side of dice, damage dice.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
So if it was a D2, it would be 200.
Yeah, if you wanted a +1 dagger, for example, it would be 400 gold pieces.
Can I apply it to my fireballs?
Speaking of fireballs, we do have a wand of fireballs. Rather helpfully, I haven't priced this one up. We'll come to that in a second. We have a ring of water elemental command, a potion of healing for 100 gold pieces, horseshoes of a zephyr, universal solvent, and a figurine of wondrous power, which is a silver raven.
Whilst the solvent is nothing to sniff at, tell me more about this ring of elemental water control, please.
Okie dokie, let me just find out.
Such as the price.
While wearing this ring, you have advantage on attack rolls against elementals for the elemental plane of water, and they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, you have access to properties based on the elemental plane of water. The ring has 5 charges, which expend daily at dawn. Which recharge in the daily at dawn. You can expend 2 charges of the rings, 2 of the rings charges to cast Dominate Monster on a water elemental. Various things that you can do against water elementals, which obviously are fairly uncommon, things you haven't come across yet. However, who knows if you will come across them in the future.
Will we?
It also...
Can you say who knows what you know, so...
It also allows you to...
Sorry, that was serious.
Potentially, in certain circumstances, also allow you to breathe underwater and cast various spells. However, this would mean that you would have to be killing water elementals to get access to some of these extra powers.
I love that. Who knows? You do. Tell us.
It is fair to say that I've got quite a expensive set of shelves today. I'm not sure many of these would be affordable to you. Most of them are in the thousands.
What does this little figurine do? And the solvent, Yoka?
And the horseshoes.
The figurine wondrous power you were asking about. Figurine of wondrous. Where's the silvery... Sorry, while I just refresh my memory. A figurine of wondrous power is a statuette of a beast small enough to fit in a pocket. If you use an action to speak the command word and throw the figurine to a point on the ground within 60 feet of you, the figurine becomes a living creature. The creature is friendly to you and your companions. It understands your language and obey your spoken commands. If you issue no command, the creature defends itself but takes no other actions. It exists for a duration specific to each figurine. At the end of the duration, the creature reverts to a figurine form, which also does it reaches 0. The statuette of a raven can become a raven for up to 12 hours. Once it has been used, it can't be used again until 2 days have passed.
What's the horseshoes?
Horseshoes of the Zephyr. These iron horseshoes come in a set of 4. While all 4 shoes are affixed to the hooves of a horse or a similar creature, they allow the creature to move normally while floating 4 inches off the ground. This effect means the creature can cross or stand above non-solid or unstable surfaces such as water or lava. The creature leaves no tracks and ignores difficult terrain.
Imagine if you bought that as a present for Sebastian.
That's literally my thing. Yeah. How much are those, sorry?
They would be very expensive. They are a very rare item, sir.
I need a number.
Okay, give me a second.
So we're going to pool our money for these, right?
To make Sebastian float like a balloon.
So we can get a hover goat.
I'm sorry, we was going to pool our money for Harshnag's little trinket, but we won't do it to make Sebastian a superhero.
I mean, if he is like pivotal to the story and killing the final boss,
maybe his ability to fly is like paramount to us winning this game.
Doesn't he just like fly 4 inches off the ground? Is that not
but we can power him up every time we come to the shop. We'll buy him a new item, and then by the end of it, like a super goat.
We get him the flying horseshoes. We get him the snow-resistant magic tape.
You didn't buy that.
We can go back and get it.
You didn't buy that. These, sir, will cost you. 5,000 gold pieces.
Probably won't bother then, eh?
It's not even like won't bother. It's can't bother.
Yeah, can't bother, won't bother.
Can you hold these for next time?
I can indeed, sir.
Just.
I feel like all I'm doing is just holding things for you at the moment, though.
Well, maybe if the man in the sky gave us more opportunities to make large sums of money.
Well, possibly. Maybe look at yourself as well and the things you do spend your money on.
Yoka, you know the future. Are we ever going to be able to buy these things?
Oh, I don't doubt that you'll come into lots of gold pieces in the not too distant future.
Wow.
Are you going to be here in like 24 hours if we were to say get paid for a bounty?
I would say that there's a good decent chance that I will be here, yes.
Sweet.
Feels like you're a bit less friendly than you sometimes are, Yoka. Like your chat is a bit more kind of perfunctory and functional.
I do apologise, Mr. Van Sfeer. What would you like me to...
No, I understand that Krill can be very tiring and wearing, but I mean, you knew he was coming, and you knew how he was going to act and how he was going to behave.
I believe I've been nothing but polite.
You've been polite. It's not like you've been rude or anything, but usually you're like...
I was going to agree your energy has been a bit off.
Yeah. It's not...
I apologise for all the free items that I've given you.
No.
I wouldn't know.
It's not as jolly as you
I'm
usually
very
are.
appreciative of my beans. I like a bean.
Yes, Yoka, I'm very happy with my gem. Let me be clear.
Dabov just looks at his box and just like...
What is your box? Remind me.
It's a little jewellery box sized box that when it opens it triggers a spell.
I'm just worried about you, Yoka, that's all.
I'm fine. Thank you for caring about me.
Are you sure?
Well, it's been a long day.
Okay.
You're my first customers and probably my last customer of the day. I don't see anyone else, but no, I'm generally good. I'm just hoping that you enjoy the items. I'm sorry that I can't be a better vendor for you.
It's not.
This is rather awkward now.
It wasn't a criticism. It wasn't a criticism. I was just, making sure you're okay.
As I say, Mr. Vansfield, I'm more than okay. It's just perhaps it's being in Neverwinter. There's a funny energy. I suspect that you may not have had time to tap into that just yet, but perhaps you'll understand.
Did you predict that Dweezil would be giving Yocker a welfare check?
Well, I didn't. It certainly wasn't on my list of notes. No. Notes, for your information, Krill, are things that people write to ensure they don't forget anything.
I don't think I've forgotten anything important yet.
Is there anything else I can help you with? Would you like to acquire any of these items on the shelves?
I think we'd like all of them, but we're a little strapped.
Okay, well, as I say, I will be here if you wish to purchase anything in the not too distant future. Should you find yourself coming into any more coin?
Out of interest, how much would you charge for a peak pendant that finds the eye? What was it called? The
Eye of the Allfather.
Yeah.
Firstly, I probably wouldn't be trading in them as they're non-magical items. But I would probably, if I was making you one from scratch, probably 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Just verifying some prices.
No,
would you take a deposit on that, or is it?
I'd probably 20%.
Oh, so you do payment plans for those? Pathetic.
I, of course, am speaking hypothetically, Krill, as you know, because I don't deal in peak pendants. If I were a peak pendant shop, perhaps by the name of Percy, then perhaps that's what I would do.
Oh, you're doing a bit.
Always doing a bit, just trying to be funny, so that Dweezil doesn't start attacking me again. Anyway, can I get you on your way?
That you most certainly can. Could you point us? Oh, we've already got directions. Never mind. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Right. Let's. You head on out onto the streets. You head towards where Salaris gave you the directions for the turtle and the hen. You eventually come across this tavern, and as is customary, Dweezil. Tell me about the sign.
It is it's quite basic actually. It's got a chicken, but the chicken has had all its feathers plucked, and you can see like a farmer who's obviously been plucking all of the feathers out of the chicken, and then because the chicken looks visibly cold, he's dressed it up in a lovely turtleneck sweater, so it's like a sartorially elegant chicken.
Lovely, beautiful as ever. As you walk into the Turtle and Hen, it's relatively early in the morning. Well, it's early enough in the morning that it's not necessarily in full swing. There are one or two people here. The insides of this are very welcoming, very much like any other tavern. Nothing particularly stand out. The one thing you do see that does stand out. Let's get a perception check. Actually, let's see who noticed this first. We haven't done much on the old dice rolls today.
22.
Oh, could be hard to beat. Grill.
7.
13.
5. Oh, 4.
Very difficult to beat Krill. Krill is the first to notice that there is a sign at the back of the tavern, and it essentially advertises the nightly turtle and hen races.
Oh.
Entry 1 gold piece, and they every night they race a turtle and a hen for gambling purposes. Obviously, that's not going on at the moment. It is the morning. As you walk in, as I said, there's a couple of people there. There's a lady behind the bar. Heading over to her or taking a seat? What are you doing?
What's the clientele like?
As I say, there's only 2 or 3 people in here. They don't look down and out or anything like that. But they don't look noble either. They look just normal, I guess. Nothing particularly stand out about them. Obviously, the fact that they're in a tavern at this time of morning depending on whether they're staying here or not is questionable.
Is there anyone in there that looks a bit like Zy Morven's son? Or, we don't exactly know what he looks like, but I guess they would have key characteristics the same. Maybe like the same chiseled jaw or something.
Roll me a perception then, Greg, or investigation, I guess.
You can have a 19 on investigation.
You have a look around. You do see a young human male, but you would say that from his appearance, he doesn't look like can't remember the first name, but Zy Morven, Lord Zy Morven. There's nothing there that particularly looks directly related.
I don't actually have the Zy Morven guy's name, like the child or the adult.
The child is Harthos.
Harthos. I'll see if I can find the Lord's name.
The only name I've got down is Dirk, the groundkeeper.
Mike making those important notes.
Not King Hecaton. Is that someone else?
No, it wasn't King Hecaton. No. That's
the titular Storm King.
Yeah, the literally the head honcho. Hang on, sorry. Harthos. My apologies. Harthos was the name of the Lord. The son's name,
Bobby,
is Harthal.
Ah, yes.
Harthos was the dad. Harthal is the son. So that's that. Are you going to speak to him? Are you sitting down? Are you going to speak to the lady, or are you doing something else?
If they don't look anything alike, aka half horse is like I don't know, short, whatever.
There's no. It's probably been about 2 weeks, give or take, since you last saw him, and you obviously were only there for a day, so it's questionable whether you'd be able to definitely place his son anyway. But this guy doesn't necessarily ring any bells to what you were perhaps expecting.
Maybe I'll just ask the barkeep lady. So maybe I'll go over to her. If that's all right.
Okie
dokie. Good morning. How are you on this glorious day here in Neverwinter?
And she's just like wiping down the sign. She's at the side, and she says, "Oh, hello there. Yes, I'm well. Are you well?"
I'm very well. I'm searching for a friend, in fact, but I can't happen to see him here. I was wondering if you've seen him around.
Oh, well, we get plenty of people in here. There's no guarantee that I'll know who you're talking about. But if you want to, what's his name? I'll see if I can tell you.
The gentleman's name's Harthal. He might have been in here with his wife.
Roll me an insight.
On an insight, you can have a 17.
You see that she's slowed down, wiping the side. As soon as you said the name, she's like, "And sorry, you are?"
My name is Sir Gregomel Wallows of Xanathar's Keep.
She looks around the room, and she spots that there's like one of the tables is far enough away from everyone else that's sat down. She says, "Why don't you and your friends just go and take a seat over there?"
Very well. Could you bring us over a couple of milkshakes while you're there?
Yes, I can certainly do that. That'll be an appropriate amount that I'd probably cost out later. And you go and sit down, and she, after a few minutes, she comes and sits down and says, "I wondered when this day would come. Are you from the Father?"
We are indeed, yes.
Okie dokie. And she sort of like pulls out from underneath her apron. She puts some letters back down on in front of you. She says, "He's written here a few times looking for his son, and I haven't had the heart to reply to them."
Oh.
Harthal was here a while ago, and he was here with a young lady, and they were as far as I could tell, very much in love. They just seemed like young people in love. But as far as I don't get involved in my guests' lives, as far as I could tell, she had a past. She was perhaps caught up in something somewhere else. She was unfamiliar to me. She's not someone I've seen around Neverwinter before. Unfortunately, the captain of the guards found out that she was a bit of a down and out. And he took a disliking to her, and would often come in, would often berate her, would often shout to her, would often try and get her to leave. And one day, young Harthel decided that enough was enough, and he stepped up to try and stop this, to try and stop his beloved from being, for want of a better word, bullied. He took it a little bit too far, and he was arrested. Officially, the word is he had an accident. Unofficially, I'm not so sure that's true. The long and the short of it is, the young boy died in their care. I never saw her again. Whether or not she's died, escaped, or worse. Worse than death, probably not. But I've never seen her again. The thing that makes me most suspicious is that the guard now seems to be sporting a glaive.
Fuck.
Oh.
It's my glaive.
He says he bought it. He says that he'd found a merchant of special items. The trouble is, I know where that glaive came from. I would clean their rooms. I would see this weapon from time to time. I knew that it was Harthel's. So I know that he did not get that by legitimate means. As I say, these letters have been coming. I haven't had one for a while. At first I ignored them, but the regularity made me curious. I opened one. I probably shouldn't have, but well, you can read them for yourselves, but they just read as a father looking for his estranged son. And as I say, I didn't have the heart to tell him. So I've just let them continue to come.
Who was the guard?
His name is Rocky Sanderson. And not only was he captain of the guard, it seems that he has had a promotion. He is now one of the Lord Protector's close guards.
Fuck.
Wow. Well, looks like we are going and seeing the Lord Protector then.
This just got really spicy.
I've been sitting on this for quite some time, and there was something about you that I felt I could trust. Please do not tell anyone where you got this information from. I am a woman who is running a very reputable business here, and do not wish to. I do not wish for that to be destroyed at a moment of bravery, if you will.
No, that's very well. Thank you very much for the information, young lady, and your time.
You're welcome.
So, chaps, it sounds like we need to have a chat with the guards.
What are you doing?
It's just murderous rampage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you staying here? Are you leaving?
Well, I think that should we secure rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may as well we're going to be here for a while. We should get a base of operation.
Okay, so she sort of like, as you're sitting there, sort of the door opens and some people start coming in, and she says, "Sorry, I need to get back. If you just want to, I'm just going to go and serve these. If one of you can, well, if you want rooms, come to the bar, and I'll sort those out at the same time as I was sorting out these gentlemen for their drinks.
Just one thing. I mean, do you know what? I'm not going to ask you your name because plausible deniability and all that. And I know that I said before that we're going to go on a murderous rampage. I was being slightly facetious, and that we're going to see the Lord Protector. But also, what time are the races?
The races are from 7 p.m. It seems an awful weird tangent from the information we're discussing, but from 7 p.m. onwards, we do the turtle races.
I've had a hankering for gambling since Yartar. You see, that's all.
Since we lost loads of money, we've got a hankering to get some back.
We run them 7 till midnight, once an hour.
Sick vibes, right? Yeah.
Okay, if you just come to the bar and I'll sort out your rooms.
Okay, thank you.
You head over to the bar, and these other people have come to the bar and they're ordering drinks. And she says, "Okay, then. So, how many rooms is that going to be then?"
5, please.
Okay, that's 5 rooms. That will.
I bet Neverwinter's expensive. It feels like an expensive place.
That will be. Luckily enough, we do have 5 rooms available for this evening, so that shouldn't be a problem. We are looking at, if I can find it, we will be looking at 5 silver pieces per night.
Not a problem. Let's do it a night at a time. So I'll give you 20. I'll pay you up front for 25. Although, of course, there's a question. Does that include
breakfast?
It does include breakfast. That's fine.
Yeah, deal. 25 silver. Boom. And then I'll let you know by tomorrow afternoon if we're going to stay for a second night.
Okay, that's
Krill leans in to ask, "Do you have anywhere to stable that?" Oh, never mind.
She goes, "That's fine."
It's a little bit sad.
She says, "That's fine. Let me just go and get you some keys." And she hurries off. And as she hurries off, she sort of you see her getting called over to the bar by those people that have walked in. And she sort of leans over and she sort of listens to them order. And then she sort of goes off. And you see her like get out a number of tankards and she sort of fills them all up with beer.
Do you need a hand?
No, that's fine. I can. That's absolutely fine.
Quinch has worked in the hospitality industry before. He can help out behind the bar because you seem rushed off your feet.
No. I'm fine. In fact, these are. She brings them over a few times. She goes, "These are actually for you."
Oh,
that gentleman over there ordered you some drinks.
Who's that gentleman over there? What's their name then?
And just that moment, you see this man turn to you, and he's got a beard, and he looks quite bedraggled, but by no means like homeless or anything like that. But he looks a bit bedraggled, and he looks over to you and says, "Well, look what the cat's dragged in." What an exceptional episode of Dice and Desire that was. I can't decide if my favourite part was when Quinch said the inappropriate thing, Dweezil scolded them all for being silly billies, or Greg just didn't know what was going on. Great stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening, and if you've enjoyed this, why don't you come and find us on social media, where you can interact with us on a daily basis and share some of your favourite parts. Or you can tell some friends and family, hopefully they listen, and that will help our visibility and even more people will find us. Or, finally, if you have any spare change that Krill doesn't know about, and you want to support us financially, no pressure, then why don't you head on over to Ko-fi and you can do just that. Right, I'm off. But, like Daboff, I will see you in a few days, whether you like it or not. Ciao!
In a world besieged by darkness, torn apart by hatred, where the cruel, the wicked, and the heartless rule over all, Romancing the Dungeon is an epic tale of 4 legendary heroes who unite in the name of love, unity, and friendship to bring light and hope back into the world.
Are you serious? Those 4 wouldn't know what love is even if it was tattooed on their asses.
You got the wrong show if you think these four are love experts. I'm the only love expert you need, so we're doing this my way. If you desire romance, we got it.
Ah, there's my favorite person.
Morning.
How you doing, Angel?
Great.
Come here, and I sort of get in real close, and I like lips sort of purse, but I flutter my lips and give a little like.
And if you love drama, we got that too.
I need you to find and kill Eugenia Flatstone. I need her heart.
Okay, well we haven't. I think it's been a while since we've done the heart thing. How am I supposed to get that to you? Because I don't think walking around with an old lady's heart is gonna go well for me personally.
If action is your passion, well, there's plenty of that as well.
For my bonus action, I'm going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen to go behind the other guy.
Okay.
And basically come up behind him with a dagger to his neck to get him to stop.
God damn.
What the fuck happened to you in the woods?
Join Thane, Thea, Nate, and Hephaestus as they put their hearts and my reputation on the line in a race to rescue an eccentric bride from the clutches of evil, battle against the insatiable forces of darkness, and try not to die along the way, I suppose.
I start taking my clothes off.
Okay.
And I take a blanket from the bed, and I wrap it around me, and I start following the steps, and I go, I'm a greasy little peanut. I'm a greasy little peanut. I'm a greasy little peanut.
Oh, for the love of... I don't even know why I bother.
Romancing the Dungeon, a softcore D&D podcast about four heroes on a quest for true love and discovering what that really means for them. Available wherever good podcasts are found.
Good podcasts? Well, that's blatant false advertising.